Yeah, hi guys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a bit of daily news. So I just want to do a quick video second, just to pay my respects to one of the fellows from Coronation Street. Yeah, 81 died. Is Roy Barraclough, dies aged 81, guys and girls. If you don't know him, it's supposed to be Alec Gilroy. He used to play in like the 70s and 80s of Coronation Street. It's been going on, actually I think Coronation Street's been going on since, was that the 50s?
I suppose.
Or before then?
I don't know.
I think probably way before then, isn't it? 40s? I don't know.
I don't.
That's your...
I don't think that long.
No? Well, 50s and 60s?
I reckon.
50s and 60s, yeah? Anyway, says a comic actor, Roy Barraclough, who played Rover's return landlord, Alec Gilroy in Coronation Street, has died aged 81. His death on Thursday morning came after a short illness. His agent said Judy Goodyear, who played his on-screen wife, Bette Lynch, in the ITV soap, said she was devastated by the loss of her dearest friend. Lancashire-born Barraclough was also known for his partnership with Les Dawson, especially their portrayal of gossiping housewives Sissy and Ada. He made his debut on the Corrie Cobbles in 1964 as a tour guide and landed the role of Alec Gilroy in the early 1970s. Barraclough joined the soap permanently in 1986, because that's 1 year before I was born, guys and girls. His character, Marion Bette Lynch, and the pair becoming a fixture behind the bar of the Rover's return. Like a married couple, Goodyear said, "I have no words to describe how devastated I feel. We kept close in touch and spoke to each other at least 2 to 3 times every week. I will treasure all the happy times we had working and laughing together. We were just like a married couple, crazy I know, but true. Rest in peace, Roy, I will always love you." Yeah, so basically, I think his daughter or something, or granddaughter, was talking as well. Taking out every year to appear on stage. So yeah, so he's died aged 81. China's climate vows as Trump decision looms. Ooh. Actually, let's have a look at the posters defend. So basically, it was election debate yesterday or last night, and a lot of people were pissed off at Theresa May. This video here is for Thursday, 1st of June. But this is to do with some that happened on the 31st of May, which was yesterday. And it is 2:13 in the afternoon now, today. And BBC election audience rigorously selected Comres. The polling company chosen to select the audience. Also, the company chosen to select the audience for the BBC's election debate has defended its political makeup amid claims of left-wing bias.
Actually, Jeremy Corbyn wasn't going to go, but he decided to go at the last minute.
Let me put you there for a sec, guys and girls.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to be, I think, going to Bristol yesterday, but with this going on, he decided to cancel that and go over to go to his other place.
No, I thought there was one where they went to Bristol or something.
No, he was supposed to be going to Bristol.
Yeah.
But it seems that at the last minute he cancelled it so he could go to that debate, which he would not go to.
Andrew Hawkins, founder of Comres, said the recruitment of people to watch the 7-way debate had been more complex than he had ever witnessed. He said 5 of the parties were left of centre, which meant cheering is going to be skewed in one direction. So basically 5 against 1 or whatever, or just going for the political things. He said 5 of the parties were left of centre, which meant cheering is going to be skewed in one direction. But Boris Johnson said the debate was an echo chamber for left-wing views. The BBC election live rolling updates, rival attacks Theresa May over absence. Yeah, because she actually wasn't there, so one of her people, I think, took place or something, went into there. The set-piece event, which took place in Cambridge, I think that's in Oxfordshire, I believe, featured Labour's Jeremy Corbyn, Lib Dem leader Tim Farron, UKIP's Paul Nuttall, Scottish National Party Deputy Leader of Angus Robinson, and Green co-leader Caroline Lucas played Chimera's Leanne Wood. Conservative leader Theresa May came in for some criticism for refusing to take part in the debate, with Home Secretary Amber Rood taking her place. The BBC said it's commissioned comrades to recruit an audience that was represents of the country demographically and politically, and this included age, gender, ethnic, socio-economic factors, party politics, how they voted in the EU referendum, and some who had been undecided. During the debate, there was cheering and booing, which led some, including Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, to suggest the audience was biased. I mean, come on. With that hairstyle, he's talking biased with that hairstyle? My God. Mr. Johnson told BBC Breakfast it was 7 people speaking to probably the most left-wing studio audience the BBC has ever brought together. But Comres founder Mr. Hawkins told BBC 5 Live a lot thought had gone into the audience. A lot thought? Don't think so. 155 people recruited for audience of 134. 2-phase online telephone approaches to recruitment. Audience members selected using detailed questionnaires designed by Comres and improved by BBC. Audience who campaigned at any election from 2014 filtered out. Conservatives and Labour had the largest share of supporters in the room. Smaller parties supported by proportionally lower numbers. 50-50 split of Remain and Leave voters at EU referendum. Audience members contacted by phone re-screened on key questions to ensure consistency with previous answers. Mr. Hawkins said if you have a panel of people, 1 from the governing party, Conservatives, 1 from what is regarded as a right-wing party, UKIP, and 5 from broadly left-wing parties, and you give those speakers equal airtime, it means you're giving 5 slots of airtime to the left-wing parties for every 2 slots to the not-so-left-wing parties. Therefore, it is inevitable that the cheering is going to be skewed in one direction. What I can say is that the recruitment for this was more complex and rigorously executed than any I've ever witnessed. He said Brexit had added an extra layer of complications to the selection process because an equal number of leavers and remainers had to be chosen. And the real funniest thing is when old Jeremy Corbyn was actually leaving the building afterwards, everyone was like cheering for him outside, and I'm thinking, yeah, he's definitely got the voters there. And it's like they're basically getting the Conservative Party and just rubbing it in their noses and all that. I mean, to be honest, got to give her a dues though. Got to give Theresa a dues. She's got the best pair of legs I've ever seen.
Oh.
I mean, come on. Literally, if this was a vote, right? for best legs. And I would have gone for the Conservative Party, but this time it's not up to me. And, well, it's not for me to vote for the Conservatives anyway. Especially with their policies they're putting. They're going to try and kill off all the old age pensioners.
Oh, God.
So it looks like you're next. Yeah, you're next on the list. It's going to be something out of that, what's that film called? Logans Run.
I'll tell you what, she's going to get in, and I'll tell you why. Everybody is going to vote for her, and though she's going to get the kids with no dinners.
Oh well,
and,
they're trying to. So she's trying to start. She's trying to bump all the little kids off
yeah,
before.
She says they can have a breakfast, but why should they have a breakfast at school? They should have that at home with their parents been paying. And yet she's going to see that they go to school all day and don't get a dinner. Oh, that's very nice of her.
Yeah, but you're saying that they shouldn't have their breakfast at school.
Yeah, that's right. They should have their breakfast at home.
I thought you were going to say they shouldn't have their breakfast at all. What are you trying to do? Starve the poor little kids?
They should have their breakfast at home. What do the parents do? They get paid
Yeah, but
for
the
them.
thing is, there's not enough money going through the country.
Oh, that's really funny, because I've heard from old age pensioners who says that the parents get the money to feed their kids and to pay all their bills, but what they're really doing is going down to these food banks just to get a bit of food because it's all free, and that's what.
There is some people I've seen where they go to the food banks. Like some parents who've used their money up on alcohol and cigarettes.
But this is what the old age pensioners are saying. They are saying they get their money if they're out of work.
But not all of them are like it. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to assess. Right, there is some parents out there, guys and girls, right? You probably already know, or you've probably seen them yourself, where some parents are outside smoking cigarettes and drinking booze and all that. But it's everywhere. It's not just in the UK. It's probably other countries as well where they have
and the other thing
sort of food banks or food vouchers.
The doctors and nurses and the police, they'd have plenty of the money passed over to them, right? But what's happening is not every single person in the UK is paying council tax. Now, why is it that if you've got a council house and a housing association, it's up to the towns and the whatever, to decide whether they pay it or not?
Well, it's like a lottery, isn't it?
Yeah, well, why should they get it free? Everybody else has to pay for it, and then people turn around and say, oh, our water bill's gone up. Well, we pay our council tax, and I'll tell you what, we get water being put up. And we have council tax, we have rent, we pay for the electric, the gas, the water, the TV licence, and then the people who actually is not paying the council tax say, well, we've got to pay all this, it's coming extra, but what's what?
Yeah, but who came up with the food bank system in the first place? It's probably obviously the Conservative Party saying, or probably maybe Labour in the first place.
Yeah, but if they got the proper money and
they would have
the
but
money.
how are they going to get the proper thing as well, right? Right, one is you've got sometimes you've got alcohol. Right.
We never had this years ago.
Well, you had alcohol. What are you about?
Yeah, I know, but you didn't see people. I mean, it's like.
And then you got homeless people on the streets.
Yeah, well, we never had that.
I mean, what we want is a society where everyone is on playing field, right? We don't want children being subjugated, right, with smoke down their lungs and then killing them early in life so they don't make 26 years old or 30 or 40. I mean, it's like my brother, for instance. He died last year, and with cancer and all that.
But he didn't smoke.
And he didn't smoke. Yeah, he didn't smoke at all. And the thing is, what really pisses me off is the smoke, right? Scientists actually have come out and they've said that actually they don't know whether smoke actually has an effect on anyone, right? On some of the scientists have said about it. But then there's other scientists out there said that it does. So what is it? I mean, to be honest, we obviously know it's got like a sort of carbon in it. And it's got like all these toxins and stuff in there.
It's people, right, they turn around, right? I mean, if you have got somebody leave your home, you've got to pay bedroom tax.
Well, no, Jeremy Corbyn said if he gets in, right, and gets elected as the Prime Minister, right, he said he would do his best to get rid of it, of the bedroom tax.
Would.
But then again, thing is, what he don't get is if he removes that bedroom tax, he's got to replace it with another kind of tax because thing is...
Yeah, I know what they could do. Make the people who are not paying their council tax and gets away with it, make them pay it. And if they paid it right, there'd be more money going in to the National Health, the doctors and nurses, the police.
And also, actually...
I mean, God, it's not fair. I mean, God, they used to say, oh, we're all in this together. Well, how can we be all in this together, right, when other towns and cities are not paying it?
Yeah, I mean, I get your point, like, to be honest, but the thing is, we need to coexist in this world we live, right? We're supposed to be all civilized people, but we end up getting divided. And there's like, that's what democracy is all about. It's about dividing and conquering certain things. You get people's votes on one side of the party, you get votes on the other side, and then it's like a sort of, it's, if you think about it, politics is like war, but it's like a civil war, like a political war. It's basically you're getting your soldiers to the left, or rights and all that. You got your Labourers, and then you got your Conservatives. You got your people you support for your Labour, and then you got your people for your like Conservatives, and then you have your Green parties, and then you have like UKIP and the Green parties and all that.
Well, there's one,
and it's kind of like battles.
When your dad died, and I had to, as you know, I had to look after him because that's before.
Well, we both did.
Yeah, and you before my problems started.
Yeah.
Now, what got me? I was somewhere one day, and there was this man, and he said, "Oh, the people who don't work, they get everything they do, all this money, everything." And I turned to him because I was a bit fed up, keep listening, telling this worker how much they got. So I shut him up, and do you know how I done that?
What?
I got up, I walked over to him, and I said, "Is that right? They get everything?" "Well, here's one." I said, "My husband's just died, and look how much they sent me."
Yeah, £11, wasn't it?
And what they done, they sent me £11 to live on.
Actually, £11.50, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right. And then all of a sudden he
I think that was supposed to be, was it for 2 weeks or something, or a week?
No, a week.
A week.
And then he said to me, "Oh, I didn't know that." I said, "Well, no, because people are saying things well they know nothing about. I mean, just because you're not working, it don't mean that you're getting away with all these bills.
No, you still have to pay bills.
You get
and
rent,
all that.
you have council tax, electric, gas,
and water,
TV licence."
Oh, but then they think, oh, actually, TV licence or TV, they say, oh, that's a luxury. But the thing is, like, I mean, if you think about it, alcohol is a luxury, and you see a lot of people, like, going out, getting drunk and stuff and pissed.
What about drug addicts?
Yeah, drug is out.
I mean, what's that? I mean, I was watching the other day on the TV, and they got that, is it called Spike? That news
Spike,
thing?
yeah.
They go like zombies.
Yeah.
And the police come out because they saw this.
Yeah, but they're starting. It's a government experiment.
Do you know what they've done? It was really funny, actually.
Yeah.
He got out, this policeman, and he got this fella out, and he took this stuff off him, what he had, and then after the policeman had gone, the bloke said, "Oh, that's all right. I could just go and get some more now. All I got to do is pay £5 off it." And why is he
£5 a bag?
Yeah, and why was he paying £5? Because he said he sits in a shop doorway, and everybody comes by, put the money in for him, and that's it.
And then he gets the money off him, and that's the thing.
And this is what O'May does not understand. She should stop this. Right? They should pay more money, put them into
No, but there's supposed to be a new law. What they're trying to do, they're trying to get the government to legalise cannabis in the UK, and I think that is a bad idea. Do you know why? Because the chemical firms who make these sort of like chemicals and the drugs and stuff, the pharmaceuticals and all that, they're going to be intoxicating it. And don't you think, oh, well, they're going to make it a lot less dangerous? They're not going to be making it less dangerous. They're going to make it even more dangerous, right? If you think what they're doing at the moment, why do you think these people, right, are on the street in the first place? These homeless people, right? I see these homeless people, and then suddenly now they're going around in, say, Manchester, they're going in London, they're going any country, any place, towns and stuff, Birmingham, and they're all, Lancashire as well. I saw something in Lancashire on one of them. Basically, they were all intoxicated, just like brain dead pretty much, and it's a government experiment. The government is actually coming up with the spice. They're the ones that originally came up with this idea to see what would be the effect on people taking spice. And spice is like a mixture of 10, 20 different substances all combined into one little drug, or actually powder, or whatever you use it.
The other thing gets me about
the cannabis and all that.
These doctors and nurses, and this does get me.
Yeah.
Why should we pay for this extra money to go to National Health, which I agree if they're really ill, but why should the doctors and nurses see if somebody gets brought in because they're drunk, and then they start on the doctors and nurses? Why should the doctors and nurses look after those people
and put up with their shit?
And put up with that just because they're drunk? And why should they deal with the people who goes on drugs? And the other thing that gets me is, why should the doctors and nurses help these people who's on cigarettes, like your dad was, wasn't he? And it was really painful, and people don't get it. Somebody has to pay for them. I mean, why should why should I?
Well, that's why the National Health Service comes in, and that's why we as just normal people, or people who go to work, have to pay these taxes, right? So we could pay for the doctors, for the National Health Service. But I'm thinking, we're paying all these taxes, but this money is not really going into the National Health Service. And I'm wondering why it's not going. Where is this money? Where is all this money? If the National Health Service actually has a lot of money, well, what about schools and education? There's no money going into schools and education. I was reading an article the other day. Apparently, a school teacher said in one of her schools where she works, there's actually no money in there. They can't even afford to buy pencils for the kids.
And that's bad news.
So they have to tell the kids to bring their own pencils. I'm thinking, my God, society we live in. What we really want in society is cleaner energy, which is to get down the climate changing, even though, right, they reckon, some scientists have said that actually it doesn't matter about climate changing, because they said it's bullshit, some scientists have said. And they said the actual Earth is not getting hotter and hotter. But there is some other scientists who said it is, and it's actually affecting our environment, and we need to look after it.
Well, they put in them cigarettes and tobacco all that.
Yeah.
Do you tell everybody, if you, because it would say £8.80 odd you have to pay.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it. I'm telling you now. I've had a look to see how much they're charging, because we don't smoke. I went and had a look, and do you know how much they're charging?
What?
Under £7.
Under £7.
So they are. You don't have to pay all that.
No, but what I would do...
Go into Tesco's and you'll get it really cheap there.
Now, what I would do, guys and girls, with tobacco and cigarette products, right? Now, this is me. I don't like tobacco myself. I'm an activist for getting rid of tobacco completely. I want it gone. I want it banished. I want all the cigarettes gone. And the thing is, I want them to bring in a better cigarettes, like a more healthier one, not actually tobacco with nicotine and all that shit in it. I want them, the companies, to make those fake cigarettes, those plastic ones, more easier for people to get and get rid of the chemicalized ones with the chemicals in there, the ones that gives out cancer. Because we need to eradicate this situation and all these chemicals, because it's messing around with people's brains. It's brainwashing people into thinking cigarettes and tobacco is good for you. It's not good for you. It's all in your mind. It's like mind over matter. You need, right, to get off tobacco and cigarettes, you need a clear mind. And you're not getting a clear mind if the chemicals are going around in your receptors, messing around with it.
We are not being nasty about people who do this is booze and cigarettes and tobacco. We're not being nasty about that. But we are telling you.
Oh no, if they want cigarettes. If they want them.
Yeah, they can do what they like. But listen, we are telling you through experience of watching his dad, who died 12 years ago.
Painfully.
And very painful. And he used to booze. And he used to smoke. He smoked about 40, 60 cigarettes a day. And,
actually, it was 80 packs, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
And he has been smoking all those. As I said, and boozing every night. And in the end, he got thrombosis in both his legs.
Yeah, deep vein thrombosis. Yeah.
Thrombosis in both his legs. He was told by the doctors to give it up. And he said, no.
Otherwise, he would lose his legs.
Nothing will ever happen to me. And then eventually, just before he died...
we had to get him rushed to the hospital because he wasn't moving.
He could not even stand up. He was in so much pain. And it wasn't... And to be honest, at the end, he wanted to give up. But it was too late then.
No, I remember when we had to take him to the doctor because he wasn't moving, he wasn't talking. And basically... he was in the other bedroom and he wasn't talking, so we got the ambulance and we had to get him rushed to the hospital. And
we just saved his life.
Yeah, we just saved his life that day. And that was the week, actually, was that the week before he died?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So basically, we had him in hospital.
And then he demanded to come home, didn't he?
Yeah, he demanded, so he signed himself out.
We tried to get him to stay.
Yeah, we tried to get him to stay back in there, but it was his own opportunity, his own self to do it.
A taxi driver helped us, didn't he?
Yeah.
A very good taxi driver that was.
Yeah, he was a taxi driver, and yeah, it's fucking. It was like bad times, to be honest.
And they told him, they said to him, if you go home, we promise you'll be dead within a week.
Well, he actually outlived that week because it was
by a couple of days.
Yeah. So it was nearly 2 weeks. And then was it the day?
The day before he died.
No. The day he came out. No, the day he came out of the hospital. Remember, he actually ate some food. That big dinner. He had a big dinner, didn't he? Before.
Well, it was like a delivery.
No. I'm on about that when we went to that cafe, but.
Oh, when he was in hospital, we had to...
No, remember that one by Dolphin Square? Remember that cafe we went to?
Oh, yeah, Tudors.
No, not Tudors.
No?
No, you know that one around the one that owns that Greek place? They used to do kebabs and stuff and all of that. It was on that corner bit. You got you got Dolphin Square, and there's that little fish shop. It was on the corner cafe, and we knew the people there. And the son, he was going off to Cyprus or something.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? And there's that, it's like a fish shop, but it's a cafe. And this is in Western Supermare. Anyway, remember when Dad had that dinner, and because he hadn't eaten much at all. He hadn't eaten much at all, because all you used to eat, like for about a year or 2 years, you ate like one scone a day. Every day, one scone. Anyway, where was I? There's the day before. Actually, my uncle actually came down. Was it the day before?
No, not when he died.
No. What was it?
A week before.
Oh, it was a week before. So yeah, a week before, my uncle actually came down, and he's dead as well now.
But you've got your dad off this.
Yeah, actually, we got my dad off alcohol and stuff.
Then his brother come down.
And then his brother come down, which is my uncle.
And he was alcoholic.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. I remember when he was out in the pouring rain, cutting the grass with the fucking shears and stuff because he was after some money off you or something for cutting the grass. And then what was it? You turn and you go, come on, get in, stop being stupid and all that.
And all the neighbours were watching it.
I know, all the neighbours.
Probably thought, oh, she's a bitch. Making him go out and do that.
Anyway, yeah, so my uncle comes down. I think, was it, he bought Dad 2 bottles of wine?
Yeah. As a treat. Yeah, Dad didn't want it. Dad
didn't want it.
Dad told him not to.
So me and my mum went out shopping because my dad couldn't walk. And he actually, remember that time when Dad nearly ran that little girl over?
Oh my
in the fucking car.
I know.
And we said, stop it. I said to her, I said, watch out for that flipping girl. I said, you're going to run her over. And he was kind of, I think he was kind of out of it, really, to be honest.
And then he turns round and says, well, she should.
And then he goes, oh, stop being stupid. He says she shouldn't be in the middle of the road. I'm thinking.
His mind had got.
Yeah, his mind had literally
and we had to wash him all the way home, didn't we?
Yeah.
And get our.
I mean, that's kind of. I don't know. But the moral of the story is, right, of the entire thing, alcohol, right, slows your brain down. It kills you. Also, cigarettes kill you, eventually. But you end up getting a painful death out of it. And, to be honest...
And it's a family that has to look after you.
Yeah, and the family members who look after you.
That's what they care about you.
And actually, if they've got a job as well, they have to give up their work, which means they won't be getting money to help themselves, because they have to look after the person who's actually ill. So you're basically a burden. So it's kind of like, where do you go from this? I mean, then you end up getting put into one of those old people's homes. If you've got dementia. And then suddenly the Tories come along. Oh, Theresa May. And then suddenly you end up dying. And then suddenly, because they've been taking care of you for all this long, they actually reclaim your house. They don't take any. They take all the money as well. They don't give it to your kids, your children and all that. And then you end up worse off, and your children are worse off because basically there's no money for you, and taxes go up. So the moral of the story is, don't fucking vote for the Tories. Instead,
unless you want your